Hi, I'm Tammy Randolph, and you're watching The Chamber Does What? Thank you for joining me again today. My special guest is Broderick Hicks. He is the CEO and Director of Operations for B.W. James Jewelers here in Cleveland. Broderick, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Now, I do know that you're over there right now on Paul Huff Parkway by Verizon. However, we did a groundbreaking not too long ago for you. Y'all are growing and moving.
Yes, absolutely. We're building a freestanding location, just under 4,000 square feet, and that's going to be next to everyone loves Misfit Tacos. Greg
Yes.
Hicks over there. We're going to be right next to Misfit Tacos and Mermaid Mattress.
That's fabulous. Do you know when it's going to be finished?
Yes, we're looking at summer of this year.
Oh, that'll be wonderful. Just in time for all those summer brides.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes.
Now, what kind of jewelry do you all, besides just jewelry, let me start back. Y'all have jewelry, of course, but what all do you do at B.W. James?
Yeah, so we specialize, our biggest part is we specialize in engagement, wedding band, jewelry, and then also customization is a big part of what we do. So everything could be customized to build for your preference, your budget. You don't just have to select what we have there. If you have it in your mind, we can build it for you, and we usually have examples of almost everything out there. And we also are a full concierge jeweler, so with any jewelry, whether it doesn't have to necessarily be engagement rings, our wedding bands, we also do necklaces, earrings, bracelets, and we can pretty much build or find anything out there as well, too.
Now, one of the really cool objects that you have, and I know this because I got one for my husband, is the whiskey barrel rings. Because you have several in a line of that, and some of them, you have them from old Ironsides.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm a big history buff, and what I love is that we have historical wood collection rings, and basically that's where you can bring history. It collides with your wedding band or with a ring you want to wear. And we have, wood from the sister ship of the Titanic. We have old Ironsides, one of our first sailing ships from the Revolutionary War time. We have even M1 Garand rifle inlay rings.
Oh, wow.
And even a Pearl Harbor battleship that sunk in Pearl Harbor, the USS California. We have the wood from the decking of that incorporated into one of our rings.
Now, mine, I just got, my husband likes music and wood, and so I have his with the guitar string in there.
Absolutely,
And that's
absolutely.
what he has and loves that one. Whereas it replaced the one that we originally had that he lost and needed a new one, and you had the perfect one.
Awesome. Well, I'm so glad he loves it, and you can't go wrong with classic bourbon barrel with guitar string. Really a timeless look for sure.
It definitely is. Now, what all are you involved with? Because I know you do a lot. One of the things that I know that you participate in is Cherry's Jubilee, which is the arts and education auction that they do through the Chamber. So what type of things are you involved with B.W. James?
Yeah, absolutely. So community involvement is a big part of what we do at B.W. James Jewelers, and really a core thing to us. And I set a personal goal that any charity that comes out to us locally, we'll never turn away to giving them an auction item for their charity event, and that's something we've been blessed to be able to do. We actually just partnered with the museum at 5 Points for their fundraiser. Over the holiday season, we did the United Way Gala.
Mm-hmm.
So we do pretty much. We're going to be doing Cherry's Jubilee, as you mentioned. We do Rotary, which I'm also a Rotarian. We do the Rotary fundraiser as well. Lots of local schools, if they're ever having an auction as well, we donate items for that. FCA, just countless others that we are proud to partner with there.
That's wonderful. And you are a very, very valued Chamber member. You are a part-time ambassador for us as well. And so how has it been? What brought you to decide to join the Chamber?
Well, being around the business world, I have been to other chambers and, been blessed to be able to visit a few across the country. And I will say that what we have here in Cleveland, Bradley County, is a very unique chamber. And it's not only unique, it's a very active, it's very energizing chamber, which I really like. Every meeting is full of people.
Yeah.
There's so much networking going on, and I've been to some chambers, which it's really sad, but across the country where, maybe 10 people show up, and our chambers have several hundred there. And I really feel like it's important, if you're trying to get your name out there, network your business. The chamber coffees or the after-hour events, you just really can't beat those for sure.
And you've hosted a couple after hours for us there at your location currently. So I'm hoping with a much bigger location, I see a coffee in your future.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, plenty of parking. Hopefully, plenty of parking at our new location, and we would love to do that. And we actually are planning something really special for our new location. We're going to even have a fireplace lounge area.
Oh, wow.
Have a little mini espresso bar, and my favorite part is we're going to have what's called our diamond bar. And so it's a new concept. I'm not aware of any other jewelry store that has it currently, but basically, we'll have our traditional showcases, which are important, for securing the jewelry and keeping it safe. But we'll actually have a diamond bar where you just take a seat, and then we'll bring everything that you're looking for over to you.
Oh, wow. So it's not just another jewelry store, it's an experience.
Absolutely. That's a big part of what we do. And too, it's not even about always buying something. A lot of our guests come in, they want their rings cleaned, they want their rings inspected. Even if you didn't get it from us, we want to treat every customer like they're part of our family.
Now, you talked about doing custom jewelry. So if I have like an old piece of jewelry, I've got some heirloom jewelry, but they're not exactly my suit.
Yeah.
But so I could bring that in and you could take the stones and you could create something new from that?
Absolutely. Yeah, we do that quite frequently. You maybe inherited a ring from your grandmother, and you're like, I love the sediment of this ring. It has beautiful diamonds in it or gemstones, but I would love to make it more modern, more something that I would wear every day. We do that all the time, and we're actually able to measure the stones exactly and make a new piece. We can even recommend ideas of whether it's a necklace, you want to make it into a new ring. And on top of that, if you want to keep your current piece, but it just is in need of work, we actually offer on-site repair services as well, too, which is unique. So a lot of places like chain jewelry stores, you have to ship off your repairs, and who knows what will happen with it. We do on-site jewelry repair, so it's nice and safe while it's being repaired.
So everything stays here local, which is what you want to have, especially if you're bringing in your own stuff and you want to make sure everything's safe and secure with it.
Absolutely, and that's while you mentioned local, we try to do a lot of work, especially all of our stone settings. We do most of those in-house. But even our ring manufacturing, recently after COVID, we really pushed. We're about 90% of our rings are made fully in the USA now. And that was something really important to us, and not only from a cost savings perspective, because they're not exposed to tariffs. It really is a better quality product, and you're getting to support U.S. manufacturing, which we think is important to us.
It is, especially since we have a lot of manufacturers here. And so our manufacturing base is very important to us locally as well. And so I'm sure it is nationally as well, as to keep things as much as you can local.
Absolutely.
To handle it.
Absolutely.
That's good. What would be your suggestion if someone is thinking about joining the chamber? If they're kind of on the fence, I mean, what would you say to a business owner who's trying to decide if they want to join the chamber? What would be the best reason for them to join?
Well, I would say with any medium size or even a bigger town, I think networking is very important. Especially I feel for small business owners, it's really hard. It is so hard to be a small business owner, and I could tell every small business owner out there that I went through what you went through when you first started your business, and my family's been going through it for 78 years.
Yeah.
We've been through it all. Risk of financially crumbling, but we been through COVID. We've been through bad economies, wars, but we persevered. And networking and connections are so important, and also having a sense of community. And I think that's the important part to the chamber. Is it gives you that sense of community where you're connecting with other business owners to know you're not alone out there. You have other connections that you can connect with and not be isolated on this island.
And it's not always that you're going to do business to business, but it might be, I have a problem with my sales tax accountant, and well, I've got an accountant who can do this. And so it's a way to share ideas and help each other as well, I think. And I think that's important as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I've gotten so many different connections from going to Chamber Coffees. In fact, I'm really excited. Our new store, we're actually partnering with a local manufacturer. Our roof is going to be made by Best Buy Metals.
Nice.
And that was really cool because it's made here locally. And before I made that connection with the Chamber, I really didn't really know all what Best Buy Metals did.
It's amazing everything they do.
Absolutely. In fact, when I went to the coffee there, that was when I really found out the scope of what they did. And so we're excited to use them for our new building.
That's wonderful. As, being here in Cleveland and Bradley County, what do you think is, well, let me go back a minute before I do that. You were talking about how your family's been in business for 78 years. Yeah. I don't think people realize that B.W. James is a family business. It's not a national chain. It's a family business. And so your great-grandfather started it?
Yeah, actually my great-grandparents in 1948, right after World War II, they kind of took the leap of faith. And then my grandparents kind of expanded the business from there. And actually, believe it or not, my parents are also in the business as well. So, I'm very blessed to pass along that baton. All of that, business is hard enough as it is, but if they wouldn't have put in the groundwork, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't be building this building that we're building if they wouldn't have, put in the groundwork to be able to get to where I am today.
I love family. I grew up in a family business, and I have a heart for small business and family business because of that, I think. And it makes a difference when you grow up in that environment. And to see from 78 years ago to now, that's always an amazing thing. So when you guys are celebrating your 100th, I make sure you have a big sign about that, and we'll do a big explosion for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's very important. And one thing I will say, as growing up in the business, my parents and also my grandparents, they're always like, you don't have to do the business unless you want to. In fact, if you don't have my dad and my mom were really big about, if you don't have a passion for something, it's, don't just do it just because.
Yeah.
And for me, I actually got a pre-law degree in college, a bachelor's degree. And I came to a point where I was like, I just don't feel laws for me. And I had a love for my family's business. And, really that's what keeps me going every day is my passion and being able to help customers in their happy moments of their lives. There is so much sadness in our world, and we get to see, when they're proposing to the love of their life. We get to see when someone's celebrating their 50th anniversary and they're getting a beautiful ring to represent that special occasion. That's something that really drove me to continue on what my family started.
And I think that right there kind of sums it up. If you find your passion and you follow it, then it's not really a work. It's not a job. It's when you being able to fulfill that, and it makes life better for not only you but your customers as well if you're enjoying what you're doing. And you definitely do enjoy what you do. You have quite the heart for it, for the jewelry world.
Absolutely. It's so important, I talk to a lot of different people, and I do see a lot of people that don't seem happy in their career. And I do encourage everyone out there that if you're not happy in your career, look for something that brings you joy. And that's not saying it's going to be easy. It's still going to be hard, but it's going to push you that extra mile to be able to get where you want to be. And in fact, I think with one problem I see in our society today is people, they want instant gratification for something when really if you put years and years of your time into something, you'll start seeing results. But a lot of people want to see it in a couple months versus years and say, hey, how did you get to where you are? And I'm like, well, years and years of tireless commitment, not just waking up and deciding, we wanted to do something.
Kind of like how a piece of coal becomes diamond. It's not an overnight process.
Absolutely. It happens over it's going
to take a while.
Thousands of years. And that's one thing, like I said, I'm grateful for my family for paving the way, And I'll share, kind of level with you. At one point, back in the 1970s, there was a really bad recession, and my grandparents, got up to a point where they had to put payroll to pay our team members on credit card, and it was a very significant amount. They had a good number of employees at the time, and they really had a fear for, hey, I don't know if we're going to be able to make it. And that really means a lot to me because, I've had to go through some hard times, but being able to kind of step on their shoulders where they left off has been instrumental in, being where I am today.
Well, that's fabulous. Thank you very much for sharing that with us and for sharing your story.
Absolutely.
If anyone is looking to come and get some jewelry or changing some jewelry, where can they find you at?
Absolutely. You can check out our website at bwjamesjewelers.com, or right now we're located right in front of Home Depot next to Verizon, and soon, hopefully this summer, we'll be at our new location at 780 Stewart Road, right next to Misfit Tacos and Mermaid Mattress, and we're really excited to have everyone come out and visit our new store.
That'll be great, and I will be there with big golden scissors.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Broderick. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Make sure you like, share, and if you're in the mood and you need some new rings, go see Broderick. Thank you. Bye-bye.